Which brand makes the best everyday puffer down jacket? I asked you guys online and got hundreds of responses. I tallied up all responses and came up with the top 4 most popular down jackets. I'm going to rate each jacket based on its functionality, its fit, its warmth, and overall value. And at the end of the video, I'm top all the scores and give you guys what I think is the best down jacket on the market today. So keep watching. Starting off with the 4th most popular down jacket brand according to you guys, and that is Bauer. Bauer has been around for over a century, and some say they were the first brand to create the down jacket. Their Glacier Peak down jacket carries on that legacy. Retailing for $280, it sits right in the middle of the price range, but how does it actually perform? Let's find out.
Let's start off with the material. This jacket is made from 100% polyester with a Storm Repel DWR Plus coating. Storm Repel is Bauer's signature coating that causes water beads to roll off the fabric instead of soaking into it. For the features, what makes this jacket special is that it is completely seamless, meaning this jacket will look more sleek compared to your average seam puffer jacket. Seamless jackets are also known to be less restrictive and more comfortable against your body. This jacket has a total of 4 pockets, 2 zip pockets at the belly and another zip pocket at the right chest. Taking a look at the interior, there are also no seams in here. You have a nice straight and smooth lining. On the left side, you'll find yourself another zip pocket. At the waist, you'll see 2 draw cords where you can adjust for a tighter fit. Taking a look at the sleeves, this has rib cuffs that is both stretchy and soft. For the zipper, it has metal YKK zippers. This does not have 2-way zip, which is a letdown, but it does have a storm flap behind the front zipper. Moving up, you have a fuzzy fleece-lined chin guard for added warmth and comfort. Just like the rib cuffs on the sleeves, there's a rib collar for your neck. The hood is very fluffy. It has 2 draw cords that you can adjust. This hood is not removable.
For the functionality, I rated a 7 out of 10. So how does it fit?
Starting off with some measurements, shoulder to shoulder measures to 17 inches, chest length measures to 20.5 inches, sleeve lengths are 25 inches, and the length is 26.5 inches. Here's how the Bauer jacket fits on me. This is in a size small and it fits snug around my body. I would recommend going up a size if you want to layer something underneath. First impression, even though this is a seamless jacket, this does look very puffy. The material feels very soft and comfortable, especially the smooth inner lining. With this 17-inch shoulder width and 20.5-inch chest width, this does feel narrow. 25-inch sleeve lengths fit well and stops right at the wrist. The rib cuffs add extra warmth and comfort. The 26.5-inch length is standard and stops right at your waist. Don't expect to get any butter crotch coverage with this jacket. Here's how the jacket looks zipped up all the way. The collar fits a bit snug, but the chin guard does feel great. Here's how the jacket looks with the hood on. There's no brims or anything fancy. This is a simple and straightforward hood.
For the fit, I'll rate it an 8 out of 10. Now it's time for the warmth of the Bauer Glacier Peak. Right now it's about 22 degrees and I'm just wearing a t-shirt underneath. This jacket is filled with 80% duck down and 20% feather, giving me a fill power of 650. First impression, this isn't the warmest jacket out there, but it does a decent job in mild to moderate cold weather. It's not windproof, but it does have a water repellent finish so it can handle light rain or snow. It has a short length so your butt is exposed to the cold. One thing that I like is the seamless construction. This holds the heat more efficiently and makes the jacket look a lot less puffy. The drawcords of the waist seals out drafts well, and the rib cuffs on the sleeves are a big plus. The hood, however, is very basic. You don't get a brim, so you don't get that much protection from wind, rain, or snow. Overall, this is a simple, lightweight, everyday down jacket that is perfect for mild winter conditions, but is not meant for extreme cold climates. For the warmth, I'll rate it a 6 out of 10. At a retail price of $280, it's currently on sale for $170. The Bauer Glacier Peak offers some of the best value that you can get. You're getting a fill power of 650, seamless constructed fill down, and a lightweight down jacket that doesn't look bulky. It's best for mild winter conditions rather than extreme cold. Still, for the price, this jacket is simple, comfortable, and offers you a lot without breaking the bank. So for the value, I'll rate it a 9 out of 10. That gives Bauer a total score of 30 out of 40. And the 3rd most popular down jacket according to you guys, and that is Rab. This jacket retails for $415. It's made by climbers for climbers. The Valiance down jacket is one of their most weather-ready down jackets. Let's see if it lives up to the hype.
The outer is made from 100% nylon with a Pertex shield. Pertex shield is Rab's signature hydrophilic coating that is both waterproof, windproof, and breathable. It has a hydrostatic head rating of 10,000 millimeters and a breathability rating of 10,000 grams. The filling of this jacket is 205 grams of nickel wax hydrophobic down with 700 fill power, Wrap has the insulation packed in squares without any seams, and what that does is it eliminates cold spots and retains heat more efficiently. One interesting feature is on the sleeves. This patch right here, it contains synthetic sheet insulation, which is not as warm as down but handles moisture a lot better. Because if you're climbing or constantly in contact with wet or grimy surfaces, this synthetic sheet insulation will handle that a lot better. It also has Velcro straps for easy adjustability. This jacket has a total of 3 pockets, 2 large slanted zip pockets at the belly, but there's no extra fleece lining for extra hand warmth. Taking a look at the inside, the lining is made from 100% recycled ripstop nylon. There's an 8-inch deep vertical zip pocket. At the waist, there are 2 adjustable draw cords. For the zippers, this is a one-way zip that uses YKK vis on the zipper. The zipper does a great job preventing water from going through. It also has a storm flap behind the front zipper, and this is for extra protection against wind and water from seeping through your zipper. Moving up, you have a soft lining chin guard that is very comfortable. The hood has synthetic sheet insulation, which handles moisture a lot better. There's an adjustable cord on both sides of the hood and an adjustable cord on the back of the hood. There's a stiffened brim at the top, and that will help shield you from rain and snow.
For the functionality, I rated an 8 out of 10. So how does it fit?
Starting off with some measurements, shoulder measures to 18 inches, chest length measures to 22 inches, sleeve lengths are 26 inches, and the length is 29.5 inches. Here's how the wrap jacket fits on me. This jacket fits very well, so I do recommend going true to size. First impression, this jacket doesn't look like a winter jacket. It's slim and not puffy at all. It reminds me of a rain jacket, but looks can be deceiving in terms of warmth. At 18-inch shoulder width and 22-inch chest width, this does give you room to layer underneath. For the length at 29.5 inches, the jacket has a drop tail design where the back length is longer than the front. The extra butt coverage is much appreciated. Thank you, Rab. The 26-inch sleeve length is perfect. It stops right at my wrist. This jacket does offer Velcro at the cuffs where you can adjust for a tighter fit. This is how the jacket looks zipped up all the way. The collar covers your entire neck and stops right at the tip of your chin. The chin guard is so soft and feels great. Here's how the jacket looks with the hood on. You can see that the brim extends out like a baseball cap. The hood does a really good job at shielding my head and face without interfering with my vision.
For the fit, I rated an 8 out of 10. Now let's talk about the warmth of the Valiance down jacket. Right now it's about 27 degrees Fahrenheit or -3 degrees Celsius with wind chill, and I'm just wearing a t-shirt underneath. This jacket is filled with 90% goose down and 10% feather, giving it a fill power of 700. One unique feature is that wrap packed the insulation in squares rather than in seams, which helps eliminate cold spots and helps retain heat more efficiently. The long tail design does a great job at keeping your butt warmer. The adjustable draw cords at the waist does a great job at sealing out wind from blowing up your torso, and the tall insulated collar is fantastic for protecting your neck and lower face. The hood is filled with synthetic sheet insulation, so it's not as warm as down, but it handles moisture a lot better than down. But overall, this jacket performs well considering how light it is. It's perfect for daily commuting. I'll rate the warmth an 8 out of 10. At $415, the Valiance is built for harsh weather. You're getting 700 fill hydrophobic down, a fully waterproof Pertex shield outer, and a protective hood and collar system. These features makes this jacket far more technical than your everyday standard puffer down jacket. But if you want a jacket that stays warm even in wet conditions and is designed for real winter performance, the Valiance down jacket will give you exactly what you're paying for. For the value, I rated an 8 out of 10. That'll give Rab a total score of 32 out of 40. And the second most popular down jacket according to you guys, and that is Fjallraven. The Expedition Down Light Jacket retails for $600. Fjallraven is a Swedish brand known for building tough cold weather gear, and their Expedition line is one of the most popular product lines. Let's see if the Expedition Down Light Jacket lives up to the hype.
Let's start with the material. The outer shell is made from 100% nylon, and the lining is also made from 100% nylon. The insulation is 90% goose down and 10% feather. It has a fill weight of 415 grams. For the feathers, this looks like your standard puffer style jacket. There's a small Fjallraven badge on the left chest. It has a total of 7 pockets. 2 pockets of the belly secured through these 2 snap buttons. On the side of those same pockets are an open pouch that you can slide your hands through. There's no zipper or buttons to secure this pouch, so it's not a good idea to store items in here because they'll slip out. Another downside is that there is no lining, so your hand won't be as warm. Taking a look at the inside of the jacket, this is the same nylon material. At the waist, there are 2 yellow draw cords with white leather tabs. There are elastic pouch pockets on both the right and left side. Moving up, your left side is a vertical zip pocket. For zippers, this has plastic YKK zippers. It is a 2-way zip, which is a plus. It also has storm flap behind the front zipper and snap buttons in addition to the zipper. At the sleeves, this does not have rope cuffs, but it does have snap buttons where you can snap it through the near or far side buttons for a tighter or loose fit. Moving up, the shoulders have additional synthetic padding for more warmth. That's why on the back of the jacket, there's this U-shaped stitching. That's where the extra padding is located. Hood features a brim that gives you extra protection against snow and rain from falling on your face. There's 2 yellow draw cords with a leather tab to tie in the hood. If you're not using your hood, you can button it down at the back to keep it locked in place.
For the functionality, I rated a 7 out of 10. So how does it fit?
Starting off with some measurements, shoulder to shoulder measures to 19 inches, chest lengths measure to 23.5 inches, sleeve lengths are 27 inches, and the length is 29.5 inches. Here's how the Fjallraven jacket looks on me. Size small was sold out, so I had to settle with the medium. I definitely recommend going true to size in this because this is not a slim fit. First impression, I literally look like the Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. This jacket is by far the puffiest jacket. Yellow adjustment corners at the waist looks very sloppy, and in my opinion, Fjallraven could have designed it better. With its 19-inch shoulder width and 23.5-inch chest width, this jacket gives you more than enough room to layer something underneath. Lengthwise at 29.5 inches, this jacket provides full butt and crotch coverage to keep you nice and toasty. The sleeves does not have any rib cuffs, so the 27-inch length drops down my arm and covers almost my entire hand. One solution is to use the snap buttons at the cuffs so the sleeve stops right at your wrist and your hand doesn't feel like it's drowning. Here's how the jacket looks zipped up all the way. The collar does go above my chin, but zipping it up all the way without putting on the hood feels awkward and uncomfortable. If you zip up all the way like this, you have to put the hood on. Here's how the jacket looks with the hood on. The extra puffy hood does feel very comfortable. The brim does a great job with extra coverage, but your vision is impaired because you cannot see what's on your right or left side.
For the fit, I'll rate it a 7 out of 10. Now let's talk about the warmth of the Fjallraven Expedition Down Lite jacket. Right now it's about 22 degrees and I'm just wearing a t-shirt underneath. This jacket is packed with 90% duck down and 10% feather, giving it a fill power of 700. And with that classic oversized puffy marshmallow look, you can tell that the insulation is no joke. You're definitely sacrificing style, but in return you're getting one of the warmest jackets on the market. Designed originally for trekking and cold water expeditions, this jacket is both wind resistant and water resistant. The hood, brim, and shoulder is filled with polyamide. It's not as warm as down, but it can handle moisture a lot better. The sleeves don't have ribbed storm cuffs. Instead, you get snap button adjusters, which does an okay job at sealing out wind, but is not as protective as an inner proper cuff. The long length is great because it keeps your butt warm and traps a lot of heat around your core. Overall, this jacket is built for people who live in extreme cold weather climate where warmth matters more than fashion. For warmth, I rated a 10 out of 10. At $600, the Expedition Down Lite jacket is one of the most expensive down jackets featured in this lineup. This jacket is built for serious cold weather. The trade-off is that it's huge and bulky. It's not lightweight, it's not packable, and is definitely not meant for mild winter conditions. You're paying for extreme cold weather performance, not versatility. For that, I'll rate the value a 7 out of 10. That'll give Fjallraven a total score of 31 out of 40. And the most popular down jacket according to you guys, and that is Uniqlo. Uniqlo has grown to a global powerhouse and has become one of the most popular brands in the world. They're known for high quality yet affordable clothes. Their down jacket retails for only $180, making this one of the most affordable jackets featured in this video. For this low price, let's see if this jacket's any good.
Starting off with the material, the shell is made from 100% polyester, so it's not as durable or breathable as nylon, but at this price point, you can't expect much. The lining is made from 100% nylon.
This jacket is filled with 90% duck down and 10% feather. It has a fill power of 700. The seamless down parka weighs in at 820 grams. Now let's talk about the features of this jacket. The Uniqlo seamless down jacket is both windproof and water repellent. What makes this jacket special is that it is completely seamless, meaning this jacket looks more sleek compared to your average seam jacket. Seamless jackets are known to be less restrictive and more comfortable against your body.
The jacket has a total of 4 pockets, 2 zip pockets at the belly that are both lined with a thin layer of fleece for added warmth. On the inside of the jacket, there's a small pouch on the right side and a vertical pocket that is secured through a snap button on the left side. These buttons are made of plastic and it feels very cheap. Uniqlo uses YKK zippers, but I'm sad that there is no two-way zip. Also disappointed that there's no pull tab attached to the zipper to make it easier to zip with thick gloves on. At the sleeves, it has an elastic cuff to keep wind from blowing up your arm. Moving up, there's a stand-up collar to keep your neck cozy. There is no chin guard. This hood has the shortest brim out of all down jackets featured in this video. It's a very basic and standard hood to finish off this very minimalistic aesthetic of this jacket.
For the functionality, I rated a 7 out of 10. So how does a Uniqlo seamless down parka fit?
Starting off with some measurements, shoulder to shoulder measures to 18 inches, chest measures 23.5 inches, sleeve lengths are 26 inches, and the length is 27.5 inches. Here's how the Uniqlo jacket fits on me. This is a size medium and I recommend going true to size. First impression, since this is a seamless jacket, it looks less puffy compared to your average non-seamless parka jacket.
Uniqlo designed this jacket to look slimmer than your average parka jacket to stay on brand with its minimalistic look.
With its 18-inch shoulder width and 23.5-inch chest width, this fits my 38-inch chest very well. I can still layer a sweater underneath if I wanted to. The 26-inch sleeve length goes a little past my wrist. The elastic storm cuffs add extra warmth and comfort. The 27.5-inch length is the perfect length to get full butt coverage. Here's how the jacket looks zipped up all the way with the hood on. This jacket has the shortest brim out of all jackets featured in this video. It's not the best jacket to wear when there's heavy snow or rain outside.
For the fit, I rated an 8 out of 10. Now let's talk about the warmth of the Uniqlo seamless down parka. This jacket is made with 90% duck down and 10% feather. It has a fill power of 750, which is impressive for a jacket that's under $200. Weighing in at 820 grams, this is the lightest jacket featured in this video. The weight to warmth ratio is impressive, but it's definitely not the warmest jacket out there. You definitely need to layer something underneath, especially for this negative 20 degrees Celsius Canadian winters. It's also not made of the highest quality materials, but this down jacket has everything that you want from a basic down jacket, and that is storm cuffs, fleece-lined pockets, and adjustable hood and waist. The seamless design is made to trap heat more efficiently, but honestly, I don't really notice that much of a difference. Overall, the Uniqlo seamless down jacket is a thoughtfully designed down jacket, but you definitely need to layer something underneath, especially for those harsh winters. For warmth, I rated it at 7 out of 10. At $180, Uniqlo's seamless down jacket is one of the most affordable down jackets featured in this video. Uniqlo is known for offering solid quality at a reasonable price, and this jacket reflects that. This jacket is clearly designed for more city use rather than for extreme cold. For value, I rated it a 9 out of 10. That brings the total score for the Uniqlo seamless down jacket to 31 out of 40. Now, the moment that you've all been waiting for, the winner of the best everyday puffer down jacket is Valiance with a total score at 32 out of 40. The technical design of this jacket is impressive, especially with its waterproof shell, stain-free insulation chambers, and clever use of synthetic fill in high moisture areas. Whether you're dealing with heavy wind, wet snow, or fast-changing weather, the Valiance is the best everyday puffer down jacket. Here are the jackets ranked from warmest to least warmest. Here are the final ratings of all 4 down jackets. If you're looking for more useful down jacket videos, then click right here or here to see my entire playlist on down jackets, and I'll see you there.